A very good morning to you. It's Monday again. It comes around every single week. This Monday is, and I don't know about you, but in our house, like other weekends, we are up at 6 o'clock. Monday comes, everybody wants to sleep in. But today I got the perfect project for you. So we're gonna be turning headpins and we're gonna making really lovely looking jewelry. I have popped the picture up on Facebook yesterday, but I'm gonna turn you down on the mat and show it to you. I love this technique because it's so organic. Let me just put it on this hand. Actually, let me just put it on my wrist for you. It's really, really organic and it gets you to turn the pins and sort of loop them around itself. Look at that. I got 3 bracelets on there together. Very organic look. It doesn't matter if your loops you're not perfect because you're not going to be able to see them, but I turn you down on the mat just in a sec and I'm going to show you how really great they are. Very, very easy technique. Just let's turn that light down a bit and you be away with it. Now we have added to the website little bundles of the opaline beads, which I'm going to show you just in a second. They got an amazing, Simon has given us an amazing offer today, so it's really worth to go. One kit will make you, depending on how many large beads are you going to be adding in, because you got a whole strand of the large beads in your kit, you can make anything between 2 and 4 bracelets from one kit, so it's really good value as well. Let me just very quickly say hello to everybody and then we can get started. So how are you? Have you had a good weekend? I had a super easy weekend, I get. Well, not easy, but like a bit relaxed weekend. For first one in a very, very long time. It was really great. Good morning, Linda, Gitty, Edward, D, Mina, Judith, Chef, Camille. Camille is saying it's a dull day here. Well, it's very dull outside here as well. It was quite foggy this morning when we woke up, so I'm not, it's definitely a day to stay in and do some beading today. Morning, Angela, Diana, Christine, Pamela, Joe, Jen, Lorraine, Lucy, Helen, Annie, Dorothy, Angela. Angela asking, is the tutorial on Saturday on Facebook? Are you asking about the Christmas trees, my lovely? I'm doing that on mine, Kitty Robinson Designs. That is a an event on my page. I did share it with Totally Beads as well, so you can get on there. Yeah, I'm doing the Christmas tree, little beaded Christmas tree. I still have to find mine because I think they're in the box in a loft. I usually put them in here. They go in there and that goes on the table for Christmas, and they're really, really great beaded. They're using 6 different sizes of pearl beads and 1 size of crystal beads, but it takes me about 3-4 hours to make one, so I'm going to do a super long Facebook live on my page, which is Kitty Robinson Designs, on Saturday at 1 p.m. Good morning, Francis, Smoffy, Helen, Paula, Joe, Betty, Victoria, Diane. Oh, there's so many of you lovelies here. Oh, Katrina is saying love bubble bracelets, so pretty, so pretty too. So looking forward to the tutorial. This is so easy, very beginners, but you can get really, I think, store-bought sort of very professional looking jewelry as well. And if your loops are not perfect, this is the perfect project to sort of get your hand working with your pliers, turning those loops. We're going to sort of coil them around themselves, so I'll show you just in a second. Very, very easy. Lucy's saying she slept most of the weekend. Oh, I wish I could have done as well. I had so many little jobs to do, nothing biggie, but I don't know where the weekend gone. It's gone so quickly. A foggy day where Debbie is as well. Raining where Paula is. I love this little weather updates. Asher is saying, I hope I said your name right, lovely. What a lovely name, Asher. Morning, Kitty. Don't normally get a chance to check in as I'm working, but isolating for 2 weeks. Hazel from Spain here. Good morning, Hazel. Let us know how's the weather in Spain. I bet it's nice and sunny. Karen is saying, morning, Kitty. Just got home for a wet dog walk. Morning, Joanne, Betty, Brenda. Good morning, Annie, Mina. Right. Okay, so let me turn you down and let's get started. I'm going to show you the materials. I'm going to show you the bracelets quickly, then I'm going to show you what's on the website, and then I can show you the materials as well. Really, really nice little bracelet. Once we're going to go to this scene, let me just get my mouse out of the way. Right, so there we go. I love this technique because they are, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be turning your loops at the top. Let me just turn this up a little bit. I think, just one sec, I think, what's, there we go, that's the right way around. I have been messing about doing all sorts of different bits and pieces in my, in this software, and I turned things around. Well, I didn't know how I did it, but I turned things upside down in some scenes. Right, so very, very easy technique. You're going to be creating these lovely little loops. I'll show you how, and putting your bracelets together. Now, depending on how many larger beads you're going to put on there, so the more larger beads you put on there, the more you're going to get out of your bracelets. So on this one, I only got 5, and I used 25 of the pins. Now, bear in mind, I do have quite a chunky wrist. So Sarah, she would only need 4, I guess. This one I used a bit more. I used 7 of the large beads, and there is 12 little headpin charms, I guess, because I turn them into charms on there. So this one I used 11 of the large beads. So how I set up the pack, each one of the packs is not just a different color, but they slightly have different beads in there. We were raiding the warehouse with Blake last week, and I said, yes, I like that one. Let's put that one in. So this one has 11 larger beads on there, and it's only 6 beads between the larger beads as well. So quickness wise, probably this one was the quickest to make because I had to turn the less pins to it. So in this one I got 66 pins, and this one, because I got 12, and 7 times 12 is 84 pins, and this one I got 125 pins on there. So this is the quickest, and then you sort of, you can make your own design, which one do you like the best, I guess. So I really, really love them. I have made this design in pearls before. Now you don't just have to do bracelets. I just added this on a 1mm elastic. You could turn this into a necklace and put this on tiger tail and have a really nice and wonderful necklace. And I probably would just I would do this for the front and just add a single strand going to the back. I did it on a bracelet, and that's, I included the 1mm elastic, rand elastic in the kit as well, because I wear a bracelet the most, I guess. Right, let's just pop to the website and let's have a look the all the different colors we have. Just share my screen. There we go. So you know the drill by now. If you are on our website, like, let me just get rid of that. We don't need to see, you just want to see the website itself. So if you go on our website, go on the home page. You know the drill by now. What you do, there is a button here at the corner, or you can go into categories and choose Facebook tutorials. Then you go on here. We got every single day where we did a Facebook live going back all the way to March. So I think there must be over 200 videos now. I do need to count it up. Sarah was doing snowflakes yesterday. This is last Wednesday. Sarah Payne was playing around with the crystal tree earring pack and did all sorts of different bits and pieces. I did lamprock beads last week, and today I called it the medicine bracelet because we had this style bracelet before, and that's what we called it. So in my head, I guess when I talk about this bubble technique, because we really just trying to achieve this bubbly look, I call it medicine. So the kits are $14.99, but today they're down to $7.99, so it's just almost half price today. You get 4 strands of opaline glass. They are lovely. I love opaline glass because it got that haze about them. Now I put it 4 different colors together: the black one, the cream and the pale lilac is the one I showed you, and the blue is what I'm going to be demoing with when we get going. Now the lilac is a very strange color because it depending on what light you look at the lilac beads themselves, they must put some different components when they make the beads, and sometimes they can change the color. So sometimes they can look a little bit blue, and then other times it can look more lilac. So those are the 4 different colors you have on the website. Now let's get back to my mat and let's get started making. So just very quickly show you. So in the kit you get 4. Just zoom out a tiny bit. Actually, let me. Hold on. Let me add myself to a corner. That's the one I want. Yes, I pressed a wrong button before. So you get 4 different strands of your glass beads. Now I made sure that in different packs you have got slightly different sizes and slightly different shapes. So the blue one I'm going to work with, I got this really lovely large, I guess this is the largest one of them all, beads, and I got an 8mm and a couple of 6mm, and you get 2 bags of the head pins in there. Now bag is about 125 pieces, so you got about 200 pieces in there in total. So that's the blue. Let me just show you the lilac. So the lilac is, the large beads are more of a rondel shape, and then you got an 8mm round, a 6mm round, and I added these little cubes in there. And I think when you add them into the pattern, they just look like a little bit different. Now for this one, I added in the rose gold head pins. These are all 30mm, and what's great about them, that you don't need to cut them at all. You're gonna curling it back around, you don't need to cut it at all. So that's the lilac. The black one, each one of them, it has a reel of 1mm elastic in there. Black one, I love this one. This one is got the smallest rond, like for the large beads I chosen the smallest one for this one, the rondelle, but you got 2 larger 8mm, well they 2 larger and 1 smaller strands here. So these were an 8mm. You got the shiny and then a matte finish and a shiny 6mm round. And when you put this one together, the larger beads are sort of become less of a feature, and the loops what you make, the little charms what you make with the beads, become more of a feature in this one. Again, comes with 2 bags of head pins and then your crystal. And actually, let me just show you this one quick as well. This is the cream one. I love this color. Normally I'm not a goldy person, but this is such a lovely color because it got that haze about it. I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but can you see that it got like a little sort of haze around it? And this one is coming with the champagne gold head pins. Again, the crystal strand. Right, the blue one, and we're gonna be working with the blue one. So let's just get started. First of all we're gonna do, we're just gonna make our little loops on the top. Oh, what did I do with my pliers? There we go. Now I'm gonna use, I got a few different pliers, but if I'm doing anything which I want to be a really nice loop and sort of want to be more precision making, then I use my one, which is the thinner one. I also got this one with a bigger handle. This is a really old one. I had it for years and years and years, and actually it's getting a bit rusty now, so it might need a replacing soon. But when I do mess makes, I just use this one because the loops doesn't have to be uniform. You're not going to see them anymore. The bead's going to be on top of it. So when I do something like this, I use my round nose plier. I like this one with the larger handles because there is less strain on my hand, especially against my thumb here, because I'm going to be turning loads and loads of loops. Right, so I'm going to take the head pins I'm just gonna pour them out on the table and get some of these beads up. I'm going to pop this to the side because we don't need that until later. And I just make a little pile of beads. I'm picking them up or trying to pick them up randomly as much as I can, I guess. Just make a little pile of beads and I pick it out as I go along. Morning, Sandra. Let me just catch up with all your lovely comments on there. So as I said, one kit will make you, depending on how many pins you're going to add in there, because this part is a limited factor. So I probably could make 2 bracelets like that when I'm using less of the large ones, and when I go down to this one, when I'm only using 6 between my larger beads, I can make 4 of these bracelets out of my kit, and that is my size. So if your wrist is smaller than mine, which is most probably is because everybody's wrist is smaller than mine, then you can get more out of your kit. So I'm just going to take some off. I'm not even counting how many I'm taking off. I'm just going to pull a good amount off of my strand, and we're going to start making. So I'm just going to show you how to do this loop. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and then I can, while I'm doing a few of the, because I can sort of do it without looking at it as well now. I did it so much, and I'll catch up with your comments. Right, so 30mm head pins. We're gonna take a bead and we're just gonna pop it on there. Now I'm not bothered if it's gonna turn out looking like a P at the top or what shape it's gonna be. All I want to do, I'm going to use the middle of my pliers because I'll show you what's the difference between a small and a large one, but I want to be really in the middle. Make sure it's nice and flush so there is no ends showing there, and all we're going to do is just curl, then release, turn back and curl and release, and we're just going to curl this all the way down to create a little, let me just hold that up like that, the little loops on the top. Now you can centerize it if you want to. I'm not too worried about it because you're not really gonna see it. Once they're on your strand, they're gonna be, the bead's gonna be covering it up anyway, so I don't really spend extra time and extra effort with it to make it stand on the top. But if you do want to, I usually do that in the same time. So then I would hold it with the flat end of my head pin against my middle finger, and with my thumb I would hold the bead down, and my index finger is just behind it for support. And the same time as I'm start curling, look what I'm doing. The same time as I'm start curling, I'm pulling the pin over my nails. Now this is why I didn't do my nails last night, because I should have done my nails. It was Sunday night, is usually my time to do the nails, but I know I was going to be doing pins, and then when you're doing pins you do you can chip your nails, so I'm going to do them this afternoon. So then I got a loop right on the top of it, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if it's a little bit to the side or if it's onto the top of it. It's just you're not going to be able to see it. And what you need to do is to make as many as you can. I usually do about 60-70, and I start constructing the bracelet very, very quickly. So a bracelet, the black one, this one probably took me about 20 minutes to make, and where I had to do more pins, this one took me about 40 minutes to make in terms of time. So I'm just going to go along and do the same thing over and over again. So if you wish, you could centralize your loops, but it's not essential at all. And this is what I love about this one, that you can just really go and do sort of just to get this movement in your hand. And the more you do this with your pliers, the more you strengthen those muscles what you're using. So when you go back to do some precision work, then you can have more strength in your hand to do them. Right, so why it's so important to kind of do it in the same place on your pliers when you're doing the loops, because look, this is what happens. If I go to the largest one, look how big our loop is going to be in not even going around one time. And then with the next one, if I come down, I'm trying to pick up the same size piece. If I come down to the end and I curl it here, look how small. Just go all, not along, I have to curl it so many times, but look how small is that loop what we created. So you really want more sort of a uniform size. And if I bring these up, let me just pop this on my plier here. If I bring this up, you can see the difference. When we curl it at the end, we will have like 3-4 curls there. When we curl it at the base, we haven't even got two. We got about one and a third, so we haven't even got 2 loops going around. So neither of those are not really favorable. That's why you want to sort of go just in the middle or towards the middle every single time. So if you need to, get your marker pen out and then just mark the pen, mark a line there, so you know that's where you're going to be starting every single time. Now I need to make about 30-40 of these, so I'm very quickly going to curl them. Check on the comments at the same time, because I can, once I insert it in and I make sure there's knots at the top, I don't even have to look and I can do it just by sort of feeling it and make my loop. So you can get there. By the time you're doing the 50th, you will be able to do that as well. And something like this, how pretty is your loop? It doesn't really matter. Right. Let's have a look. Let me just scroll back on the comments because I know I missed loads of them. Linda's saying good morning. Lorna's saying good morning. A bit wet and drizzly here in York. It's a bit wet and, well, it's not wet yet, but I'm sure it's going to rain here later on. Darling North Devon, so he's saying. Kieran, good morning. Carol. Oh, Carol is saying she's watching while she's decorating the Christmas tree. Oh, wow. What a fab thing to do this morning. That well, any morning, I guess. I would have loved to have the tree up, but since we haven't got a fully functional lounge yet, I can't really. We haven't got anywhere to put it, so all the decoration is still up in the loft. Much to my little Christopher's disappointment, because he really wanted to put the tree up already. Bless him. Lucy's saying 5 price. Yes, Simon has given us a really good price today, so it should be, the kits should be $14.99 and they are $7.99 today, and that includes 2 bags of your Headpins, which like they should be $1.50 a bag, so there's 3 pounds worth of Headpins in there, and then your strands of beads. Now the large ones in every kit is the most expensive ones as well. I'm not sure what the prices are separately. Simon did tell me, but you know me, I just look at colors and prettiness. So I can't exactly remember what was the price of individually the strings, but I don't actually think the really large one are on the website separately if you wanted to buy them. So it's a good, and obviously your elastic string is a pound as well, so I think today is a good day to go. And look at that, I've only been doing it while I've been talking to you, and my pile is growing and growing very quickly. This is the beauty of it. Oh, Lorna says she likes the lilac one. This is saying 5 price. Mina's saying she's called sales regarding the PDF for the snake stitch. I do know that you were looking for that, but I haven't talked to anybody yet this morning. I've been just trying to sort out bits, but it was on my list. But if you sorted, that is great. Mina's asking how many are you buying? Probably that's for Lorna. This is saying lilac is her favorite too. Alona is saying that's a bit blue on my skin. So that is the thing with the lilac one. Have I got? No, I haven't got. I had a little torch here the other day. Christopher was running around with a torch, as you would, but I would have been able to show it. So when you put artificial light on the lilac one, like even like then, bringing it up close, it becomes a little bit more bluey color, and when it's in natural light, it's more of a lilac color. It's really bizarre. Lilac, not just this one, we had other glass beads in lilac as well, which does that. I don't really know why, to be honest. I will look into it, because like it it really tricks Sarah as well. We were picking some beads for a project, and she went into a little warehouse and picked the beads, it was a blue bundle, and then she came in and put the beads down on the table, and then they were lilac, and she was like, oh no, I picked the wrong one. So off she went out. I knew exactly what was happening, so I was just like smirking and laughing myself. So she ran back out and got the beads again, bought it again, and it's changed color again, because inside we got the fluorescent lights and they give out a different light. It's like, you know, when you go to home stores and you got like warm lights and you got cold lights and you got all sorts of different lights you can have. And she was like, I'm going mad now. I swear this was blue when I was looking at it over there. And I said, yes, it is lilac, but it depending on whatever light. And then I said, go to the window and it will be lilac again, or, and it was really funny. Oh, this is saying she's had to sit on your hands today. Spent a fortune yesterday on stuff. I know, Lucy, you and me both. It's all this Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all these sales, and like, even if you don't even really want it, but you want to have a look just in case if you're not missing out on a deal. And that's why, like, we are totally precisely decided to not really do a big thing over Black Friday and Cyber Monday and do deals later on, because everybody's just sort of panicking and trying to buy everything. And I was looking around for the girls, and I was looking around for Christopher for Christmas, and it's just like, and I got to the point yesterday it was just too much, and I just wanted to switch up from it. And I said, like, I don't care, I'll buy something later, because it just got too much. Because the discounts on the products, they not always the ones what you really want. They might be sort of all the styles or all the things what they would want to discount anyway. And in my opinion, those products are going to be on discount in January again, because they will still have it. If they still have it, they still will want to get rid of it. Helen's saying, I feel your pain. That's for about sitting on the hands and not buying, I guess. Minnie's saying, I just filled my basket. Oh, bless you. You won't regret it. This is a really lovely, and this, I made bracelets like this, and they always really popular. Very easy technique. I would batch do this, so I would just sit in front of the TV when I have a lounge and I can sit in front of the TV, and I would just sort of spend an evening or two just sort of sit there curling them all up and just popping them in a pile, because I'm going to use them random later on, so it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be separated up, and I just make a little piles of them, and then I would spend later on when I have all of them done and put them together as a bracelet or a necklace. Sandra, good morning, Sandra. So let me just take a sip of my coffee, because I can hear my voice. I hate my voice being going. Patricia saying, whoops, nearly forgot you. Morning everyone and all TV. So if you just joined us, we are making one of these lovely bracelets. I'm showing you how to do it. Very easy technique. It teaches you, or sort of, because it's all about muscle memory in your hands when you're turning your loops. It doesn't really matter with a technique like this if you are loops smaller or larger, because they're all going to be hidden by the beads. So it's a perfect project if you've never turned loops before. Very easy. All we're doing, I'm going to the middle of my pliers, making sure there's nothing sticking out, and all I'm doing, I'm curling and releasing, and all the way down until I get to the bottom. I'm not even worried if this is a P shape, if it's not right in the middle, because you're not going to be able to see it. It's going to be hidden by the beads as well. And I love this project because this is so relaxing. You're just doing the same thing again, and you don't really have to pay much attention what you do. But if you do want it to make your loops right and neat on the top in the middle, then I do this with I usually destroy my nails when I do this over and over again. I hold the end of it down into my middle finger, supporting it with my index finger from the back, back, and I'm holding the bead down with my thumb quite tight against that, so I won't have any gaps. And at the same time, as I'm starting curling it down, I mean, you could bend it to 90 degrees and then curl it, but I usually, the same time as I curling it, I bend it down, and then I just curl it down, and then I have a nice and centered loop on the top of my bead. Lauren is saying, is that your thumb? Yes, that is. That ring should be here because I made it for this finger, the creation station last week. But every single time I wash my hands, because I said I wanted a ring where I can just sort of leave on there and not to take off. It keeps coming off. I think I just need to make a very sort of maybe one bead row smaller. So at the for now, I just moved over to the middle ring. Middle finger as a ring. Oh, Lucy's saying you're fast turning loops. I don't really pay attention, to be honest, because once I sort of had a little peek on there and made sure that the end is not sticking out. Look, I'm looking away. I'm looking at the screen now, and I can still turn the loop. I should close my eyes because you still think I'm looking at on the screen. So let me close my eyes. Just pop the bead on, hold it there, and look, I'm closing my eyes. Just lost it, closing my eyes, and I can even feel it with my fingers that as I'm going down, and I got a loop. So this is what this project is perfect if you need to practice your loops, because it's all this muscle memory. The more you do this, the more your hand get used to it. Interesting, your nails look okay. No, they're not. I need to do them because they're sort of grown down a little bit. I usually do them on Sunday night, but because I know I was going to be turning pins, there's nothing more annoying when you do your nails and 2 hours later you chip them. So I decided I'm gonna leave it until today. And tomorrow we're doing a stitch project anyway, so I decided I'm going to leave it until this afternoon to do it. So look, we got quite a lot there. I reckon we got about 40 odd, must be. I'm just going to do this few more here, and then we're going to start stringing them on. And I have to do random, which I'm not really good at doing random, picking things up randomly. But again, just don't look down on your pile when you pick up the bead, and they will come randomly as well, because it doesn't really matter if you add them in a pattern or if you add them in randomly. The bracelet itself giving you a very natural look, so for sometimes like this, the more random is the better. Annie's saying your pewter ring seems to be wearing very well. I'm not quite happy with it, but I will tell you all about it tonight in the creation station. So creation station, what we used to do on Totally Beads is move to my YouTube page, which is Kitty Robinson Designs, and I'll be there tonight at 7 p.m. and I will talk you through it. I'm really happy with the Toho beads, but I'm not so happy with the other beads, but I will tell you all about it. And I'm not very lucky with this ring, to be honest. I think it's like I'm going to start it. I'm not going to be doing the ring tonight, but I need to do another one some point. Brenda is saying, I have ordered mine, but it's also a good way to use up loads of beads from previous projects. I need these loads of headpins. Exactly. So what I do usually do, I'll show you another day because it's in the cupboard and as I've been putting stuff about. But when I do anything I do, and I have maybe 5 pieces of pearls left, or 10 pieces of a crystal bead left, or anything like that, of a string, which I know it's not enough to do another big project with it, I just put it in a little sort of like a little tub, and I by color. So I will put the blues together, I will put the pinks together, the golds together, etc. And when I have enough later on, then I can do loads of different projects with it as well. Could you use a looper? Yes, you could, but with the looper, the loops you are going to create is just going, it will be looking just like that. Obviously this will be centralized, but it will be just like that. So the problem with this is, as you wearing on your bracelet, can you see, and even the looper doesn't close that gap perfectly. So if this is not closed perfectly, let me just grab my elastic. Where's the one I was using? Where did you go? There you go. So even though we're using a really thick elastic, what happens sometimes, because that loop is only looped back once, it can ping off. Sorry, I wasn't in shot. So if it's on the elastic, then even it's like, you know, just a slightly bit open, it looks like closed, but it might be just a slightly bit open. What happens is, as you're wearing it and you sort of like, you know, we do all sorts of things, we can't just sort of sit still wearing our jewelry. That's not the whole point. So what can happen, it can come off. Look, so that's why a technique like this, where you roll it around. So one step looper, that's what it do. A technique like this, when you roll it around, look, I went already past my beginning, and when I pop this on the strand, there is no way that this can come off, because there is no opening to that ring. It's more like this becomes more like a split ring, and then it's really secure. Right. Susan is saying good morning late today. Good morning, my lovely. Patricia saying trying to watch and forgot to tie the ends of strings of crystals. Guess they were all on my floor. Oh, bless you. I did that the other week, and I was in a Zoom meeting with somebody. And I had this string of beads, and well, it was quite a few people in there, and I was like, oh well, you know, sometimes how a meeting goes, that they sort of go on and talk about stuff, and you just like, oh well, let me just try to tidy up my table, because I want to be productive. So I don't really want to sit here and do some beading, because my attention is to the Zoom meeting. And I picked the strands up of my table as I was trying to tighten them up, and oh my word, the beads all fallen off because I didn't tie any of the ends, and they went everywhere. So in the middle of the Zoom meeting, I had to go like that, and like get under the table and get all these beads up. Oh, it was so funny. They didn't realize it though. I was back in a couple of minutes and they didn't realize it. Yes, Diane, that's exactly what happened, and that's why I'm not happy with the ring, but I'll tell you all about it tonight. Have you ever thought of selling Lucky Lib bundles? Oh, Jane, that's a good idea. I'll chat to Simon and see what we can do. Maybe we could do something. I think that would be good. Or maybe we could do like a Lucky Dip giveaway for orders or something like that. I don't know. I'll talk to Simon and see what he says. Good morning, Miranda. Mina is saying yes, a bit, as unusually I make stock, but this year I'm just making to order and not doing craft fairs. Yes, I think this year has been completely different for everybody, and you just have to find new ways to do things. But if you're making to order, then at least you know that you are getting paid for every single one of them what you're making, which is great. Because when you're making for stock, then more often you are making more. Right, I think I'm gonna put, we have got 5 on this with 25 pins in between, so I want to put more on there. Maybe do something like this when I got 12. Let's put a large one on, and then let's put 10 of the little charms. This one is only have 6. So this one is more bubbly, and the big ones are sort of get lost in there. So let's do 10. So I'm going to add 1 large one. So now I'm just going to string it on. I'm going to start with the large bead, and these are quite large. I think they are about 60 millimeters. I'm still meaning to bring a caliper home, but I keep forgetting. They are about 60 millimeters. So they're really nice large beads. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick these up, and I'm not even going to look. I'm going to look away when I pick them up. So I can pick them up randomly, and I'm going to put 10 just by going through the loop on the same strand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm gonna just add a next large beads, and we're gonna create these little clusters between the beads, and that's all we're doing. And you can make this section as big as small as you want, depending if you want to feature the large beads more or if you want to feature your little coiled beads charms more. But I'm gonna do 10. I think that's gonna look really cute. So I'm gonna go and add them all on. And just saying, a bargain is only a bargain if you need it. Yes, absolutely right. I think that's like sort of sums up the Black Friday deals at the moment. That there's so many things out there, and they're saying, oh well, it's only today and it's only tomorrow, and you must buy now, and you get like sometimes a little bit confused. Like I do, at least I do. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm adding another large one on there. That's it. And look, I got 2 little clusters, and it grows very, very quickly. Now, if you didn't want to add this onto an elastic, because if you don't wear so many bracelets or you don't want to wear more of a chunky bracelet, you can do it always on tiger tail. Now, if I was doing on tiger tail, now I got a piece of tiger tail here. You never got what you need right at your hand, at least in mine. So if I was putting this on tiger tail, I would add a culotte to the end, as you would normally add a culotte, and then I would add just 1 6mm bead before I start adding this is going to act as a stopper, because if your loops is big enough they could go over the culotte. So I would just add a 6mm or 8mm bead at the end, and then you can start with your little charms and add them to it and just secure the other end. I would probably just do a chain or something going towards the back as well, so you don't have to have this large or chunkier. You can have the necklace going chunkier all the way to the top, but sometimes I like to add just the front piece, which makes life easier, because then you can get it done quicker, and just add a piece of chain or more beads going to the back of your necklace. But either way, it's a really lovely technique and very easy to make, and it helps you to practice your loops. Look, we got 3 sections. That is pretty much almost half of my bracelet. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm just saying I would have to do them on much smaller batches, as I have arthritis and couldn't do so many. So in that case, then what I would do, I do feel it, and Sarah says she feels it as well. So when you've been working with wire, or when you've been turning with loops a lot, I do feel it in my hands here, that they start hurting sort of the day after. They just feel like you know, a little bit overused, I guess. So if you have arthritis, what I would do is to have a little pot of beads, just to sort of mix the beads up in a little pot, and each day just turn maybe 10 loops, and that's it. And next day you come back and you turn the next 10 loops, but it's always on the side of your table, so you know that every day you're just doing a little bit as you go along, and in no time you're gonna have loads and loads of little beads with loops on the top, little charms, and you can add them together to form a necklace or bracelet. You just do what you can, but that's why I said this is so giving, and so, you know, such a nice, because it doesn't matter if your loops are perfect or if they're not perfect, you can, you know, they will still look great. Janice is saying, I got to try this. Yes, please do. Really easy, very lovely. I much love this technique. And Simon has given us an amazing offer today on the bundles themselves. You know, this could be some of your Christmas presents sorted, and for $7.99 if you make 4 bracelets, that's like really great. Colleagues, family, they would be none the wiser. They wouldn't know, because they will look at the bracelet and they will think that you spent probably about 10-15 pounds on each bracelet, because they look really nice and professional. Right, so that one, I think I'm just gonna measure it to my hand. I'm gonna need so once you get to the end, and I had this with one of the bracelets, I had this with this one. So originally I had 10 beads between the larger bead, and when I got to the end, I got to the dilemma that I either need to have a larger section of just the beads with the loops on, or a couple of large ones next to each other, because it wasn't quite right. So in that case, what I did, I undid it and I added it two in every single two extra beads with loops in every single places, and then it become the perfect size. So this one I can see already, if I hold it around my hand, just sizing it up, and just hold it nice and tight, I'm gonna be able to, I definitely need one more section, but that might not be enough. So I might need, no, I think we might get away if we had one more section. Let's have a look. I might need to take it back and take away a couple of, so if I got 5, I need 15 more beads to either side. That's 11 and 4, let's take 4 of these, that's 15. So very quickly I'm gonna have to turn a few more loops for this one, so add a few more of them. Then it's saying I will be very worried about the elastic holding. So this one is the 1mm elastic, and it's the 1mm round elastic. Now I use different elastics for different beads. The most elastic I use is 0.8 in size, and the 0.6 I only use it for like little tiny beads. Now the 1mm is really strong, and because you got these larger loops on your beads, you can hide the knot, so you can knot it even like 3 times if you wanted to. Add a little nail varnish onto the top of it. You're not going to see it because it's going to be hidden inside those loops. It will be hidden inside just well. Can you do the same with chip beads? Jane's asking. Absolutely, you can. You could include, this is what I love about this technique, you could do anything you like. You could include any beads, bead soups, whatever you have. It will look really great. Even if you just have, I don't know, random beads left over from a project, and as I said, I collect them up into little color groups, they will look really great as well. And just curling it very quickly. I got 3 more to do. I think, Dorothy, I'm sure you're okay. Yeah, I think you can get sorted. You perhaps missed something. Alison saying, absolutely stunning tutorial always. Oh, thank you. Dorothy saying, oh, Simon, yeah, I think Simon's going to deal with that. Could you resend the email for the bead club? I'm sure he will do, not a problem. Always, if you need an email resent for the bead club, just pop an email into info@beadclub.co.uk and just ask what you need, because I'm often in the back end or in there as well, and I can just resend you the email if you need anything, or if you need any information at all. Could you use a 6 size looper? Then it's saying, so there are some pliers, and I think I got a pair or somewhere where you got different sizes of round bits. So the bottom would be, I think about, my one was like 7 mil, 6 mil, 5 mil and 4 mil sections on there, and they are really great for turning loops as well. But I love all sorts of different gadgets, and if there's a one-step looper, I will get one for myself. If there's a plier like that, I will get one for myself. But to be perfectly honest, I always go back and I just use my same old very scruffy looking pliers, and just keep using those. How many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, but it's up to you. You can try all sorts of different things. It's your designs. You can create those loops. Oh, I need another few. This bracelet might be, I'm just gonna add these on there, might be a little bit bigger, but never mind. I love wearing my bracelets loose anyway. And this is a lovely blue color, so I will be able to wear it with jeans. I will be able to wear it with loads of different clothes as well. I just need another 5. And he's saying perhaps do the shank ring in Toho size 15 as it keeping the color. Yes, so Toho is really good at the top, Diane. I will talk to you about that tonight, about my ring for the creation station. Sounds good, not seen those. That's for the pliers. And he's saying, would you, question, Diane is saying, would the big hole beads would the big hole beads work? I got 2 bags. I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, they would work, because it's anything you want to put together really with this technique. That your loops are already, I reckon they're about 3 millimeters in size, my loops, approximately. Might be 2.7 or 3.2. So you can use anything up with it, because the elastic and everything else is going to be, your beads are going to be covering up the elastic. And he's saying she loves the large beads used as spacer. It adds a whole new dimension. Yes, absolutely, I love them too. And it's just like adding little bits of pieces together with jewelry making, and that's why I love it. And I fall in love with it when I first started it, because there is so many different things you can do with it. And I'll show you the I'll add this up and I'll show you the samples. We knot it and I will show you the samples all together. Just by, even if the big bead is slightly a little bit different size, it makes a lot of difference, and it gives you a total different look, although you use the same technique with very similar beads as well. So there is so many design options you can do with it. Right, so that's gonna have to be the right size. I think it's a little bit, no, I think that will be all right. That will be all right. And just pull back. So what I like to do, I always, before I knot it, I sort of pull back the end, because I don't want to waste so much elastic on there. I always work off the spool, so I cut exactly what I need, and the spool does act as a little stopper, because there's nothing worse when you start threading your elastic and you're threading it on one end and they're all coming off on the other end. Right, so knotting it together, when I'm using round elastic, so when I use flat elastic, I just knot it normally as I would, and instead of doing 1 square knot, I do 1.5. So with this one, I like to do surgeon knots, because it's a little bit different materials, and also this is a bit thicker, so this one is a little bit more slippery, this elastic, so we definitely don't need to secure the knot down with something, which I just use a clear nail varnish. Now any clear nail varnish will do. It doesn't have to be any particular brand. It just really to hold the knot, the top of the knot together. So I'm gonna go left over right first, or right over left, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna loop the end around and pull it up. So this is 1/2 of your knot. We did this just as we did normally, and then I'm gonna go the opposite way, and instead of just looping around once to create that little coil at the top, I'm gonna loop it around twice. I probably cut this end a little bit too short. So 1, 2. So you can see what we created is more of a, they twisted around an extra time, and when we pull this up, this is just going to jump up, bunch up into a little knot. And elastic has got that little bit of bite on it. Now I'm not doing big pulls, what I'm doing is tiny little pulls to secure that knot. And because I got quite a large hole in there, and that's going to go in there anyway, I can add an extra half a knot on the top, just to be extra super secure. Now I'm gonna put a bit of nail varnish to the end, so I'm gonna pull away the end from the knot. So my knot is just there. Actually, I should open this one first. So I'm gonna take as much away, as much down from my nail varnish, and where I want to position this tiny little blob is just to the top. So see, my knot is there. I don't want to go below it. I just want to go on the top of the knot. And if then I hold this just sort of down for 1 second, gravity will let that nail varnish just to seep into the top of the knot. I don't want to go to the bottom, because if you go all over, and especially go underneath it, you can make that part of it brittle, and then it can break very easily. I'm just going to trim the ends off, and I'm going to pull those ends into my loops so it disappears, and that's it. That's how easy it is to make an elastic bracelet. Very nice and secure, using a very strong 1mm elastic. Maxine is saying I'm a bit late but enjoying the tutorial. Good morning, everyone. Here's saying thank you, Cutie. Have a good day, everyone. I have to go. We'll see you later, my lovely. Diane is saying she bought the lilac one. The lilac one is lovely. Annie's saying I quite often break the elastic when knotting it. Think I'm so paranoid about it breaking it, I pull it too much. Don't know why. Yes, Annie, that's exactly right. So that's when you're knotting it together, not big pulls, like tiny little, loads of little pulls. So like just bouncing the knot together. Just think about bouncing it together. If you pull it hard and you pull it too much, it will snap. So that's the key to that one. Then just use the 40mm beads and put a bead cap at the end as the hole was too big. Yes, you could do as well. So that was Diane asking. So if you've got larger whole beads, you can always add a bead cap over it to reduce it so you can't see it. Lucy's saying love it, looks nice. I love as well. Let me just show you the other one. Lauren is saying that is what gets me tying elastic. Think it's going to come undone. Another thing that take bracelet, no, it won't. So you see, I actually knotted it 1.5 times, but you can't see the end. And look, I can't see the end either, because they are under the loop somewhere. I think they're under here. Must be. No? Oh yes, it is there, look. But because we see, so because it's such a lovely project to do, you're gonna see, let me just zoom out a bit so I can show you the other samples as well. You're gonna, this is gonna give you confidence. You can knot it 1.5 times, and then that's a really extra secure to that. So don't forget, there's 4 colors on the website. I'm not sure how much stock they're gonna have because I just went like where we got the bulk stock with Blake, and I said I like that color and I want that, and then that bead to go with it, and then they pulled all the stock out and put it all together for you. Right, so we got 4 different colors. That's the cream. This is the pale blue, what we've been working with. It's a really nice, actually goes really nice with my jumper as well. So I think I will be wearing this today. We got the lilac, which is, don't forget the lilac sometimes that changes the color. So if you with the rose gold findings, so if you get this and you look at it at night time, they might look blue, but in the daylight they will look purple. They are fantastic. I just love it. And then you got the black one as well, where the larger beads are a little bit smaller. So I tried to pick different size beads, so it's the same technique, but try to pick different shapes. These are more rondels of the last ones, these are rounds for the large ones, and even with the little ones I try to pick different shapes, so you have got a variety there. Even to doing the same technique, you get different looks. This one I used the most pins, so I used 125 pins on there with five larger beads. And going down to this one, we only use this one, we only use 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one is 70 pins on this one. So you can make 3 bracelets just like that from your kit, depending on what you do. This one you can only do only 2 because I used a lot of pins up. But you can do, and actually should have showed you that one, especially the black one would be perfect for, because the black one, the large one, is sort of not too large, so you could just add on one side, probably like 2/3 of the bracelet could be just the larger beads, and then at the top, but you could add just the pins themselves, and in that way I reckon 50 pins would be more than enough to do a section just with the pins. At the bottom you would all have the round beads. Alison in Foops, the art of hiding knots never ceases to intrigue. Yes, use large hole beads and you can pull them right in there. Lynn is saying, thank you Kitty, lovely bracelet, and love your ring. Yeah, you did this in the creation station last week. Right, I've got a couple of things I need to tell you. Yeah, would look lovely with crystals as well, Jane. I did the original medicine bracelet with pearls and crystals, and that looked great as well. But since we got this so nice opaline glass, I think you don't need the crystals in there, because just the glass themselves, it gives you a really, really lovely look. And you can see the color of the finding is just sort of trickles through. You can't, it's not the main feature, but it just trickles through the design. I love this cream color. I don't know, when I for me it's the cream and the blue. I guess that's the two, and I usually don't go for golds and creams. Like, let me come back to the main cam now. If you got any question, please do let me know. If you, while I'm here. Julie's asking, could you explain about the Facebook Christmas trees tutorial, please? Right, okay, so the Facebook Christmas tree tutorial, I'm doing that as myself, as Kitty Robinson design, and it's gonna be a really long Facebook tutorial. So for me it takes 3 or 4 hours to make a tree, and I want to do from beginning to the end so everybody can see there, everybody can sort of make along with me. Because if I do a demo and I say, well, this is how you start off, and then the video then jumps to like 10 steps down the line, you need to keep pausing the video, or you need to sort of stop and catch up and then sort of come back. And the whole idea of that we can make it together. So if you got a kit, you can just sit there. It's not like a Zoom class, so you won't be able to show it to me. That's why I set it up as a Facebook live rather than a workshop, because then so that you can sit there and do it in your own space. But we will have the chat up, so if there's any question, you can always just ask me a question to show something again, and we can go back to it. So I have to give up my Saturday afternoon for this. So the best of both worlds, I was thinking about how I can do. So there is a small charge, it's a paid Facebook event, it's $1.99 to come and watch it, but yeah, I'll have to give up the whole of my Saturday afternoon for this to do it. So that's how I decided to do it, because if I went in and I would have done a Zoom workshop, then it's probably would be 20-30 pounds to do the Zoom workshop. So I thought, to save money for everybody, just set it up as a little paid event. It's $1.99 per person. It just sort of goes towards to pay for my time, and well, actually it's probably going towards Christmas presents, but hey ho, that's we all need to yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that one, and we will just sit there and make it from beginning to end. Right, check out the bundles on the website, because I'm not sure how long Simon is going to keep that almost half price on, because they should be $14.99 and they're down to $7.99 today. You got 4 colors: the black, cream, pale blue and pale lilac. And one, depending of how many pins you add between your larger beads, you can make between 2 and 4 bracelets. I mean, for 4 bracelets, to make 4 bracelets like that, and for $7.99, that is pretty good. And especially if you make it as presents for Christmas, or colleagues, or family, you know, it can be sort of inexpensive for your materials, but you are investing your time in there. The barrel beads are my favorite. Jane saying, I can't wait to see the Christmas trees done. I'm excited. Oh, bless you. Do we need to purchase the kits to pirate if it's that discounted offer? No, they won't be. The kits are in the Christmas shop in the Totally Beads. I'm trying to, so this is, I'm just trying to do sort of different things, how I can best help you as well and show you things as well. And because it's sort of a bit of an older kit, yeah, so no, you can get the kit if you like from Totally Beads. They won't be discounted, because again, with those Christmas trees, we only got sort of limited stock, because all 6 pearls has to be the same color so it looks good, otherwise it would look stripy as we're making them up. And it has 6 different size of pearls in there. So it has 12 mil, 10 mil, 8 mil, 6 mil, 4 mil and 3 mil, and then you got your crystals and seed beads in there to make the Christmas tree. So I love the Christmas tree, and I'll tell you all about it on Saturday, that how I come up with the idea, and from a window display, what I've seen in Europe when we're going home, and it's just like, really, I sit down and I tried it with pins first, I tried it with loads of different things, and how it sort of came about. But I'll tell you all about that on Saturday. Right, the second thing I need to tell you is 12 Days of Christmas is shipping out today. Now on the website it has sold out. However, if you do, there is a wish list because I know there's quite a few more of you who wanted it than the amount of stock we made up. So what Simon said, if you go into the 12 Days of Christmas, you go down to the bottom and then just register your interest by popping your email address in there, and if you get enough people interested in the kit, then they will make some more stock this week. It's just depending on obviously the workload, because doing a bundle where you have 12 individual kits in there and each kit will have different ingredients, it takes quite a long time for a person to pack up a bundle itself. So depending of how many of you will be interested, do register for it, because then Simon will see if he can fit it in this week and make some more up. Right, Lauren is saying, oh, I already have the kit, just not brave enough to try it yet. We'll try on Saturday. Absolutely, we will. That's for the Christmas tree. We will make it together. Just sit there, just like, you know, send hubby away, send children away. Tell them to go for a long walk or do something at 1 o'clock, just after lunch. We're gonna sit down and we're just gonna make and make the tree. We're not gonna stand up until we finish the tree. Can I show you the tree done? I can show you a picture. I haven't got mine out yet because I have been, let me just, I just get you the picture. I haven't got my one. That's because it's up in the loft. Where are you? There we go. The details. So one tree kit, which is on the website. And Molly, if you're watching, can you please pop the link in? So that's the beaded Christmas tree we're going to be doing on Saturday. So it's $1.99 to come and watch. It's just a little token money, I guess, to pay towards, I guess, for my time. And we're using 6 different sizes of pearls going all the way to the top, a little star in there. So in the kit you can make 3 this size, the 3 of this size trees, and then a couple of smaller ones as well, or you could sacrifice sort of a couple of smaller ones and make some little pendants or some other bits of pieces out of the kit as well, because they are gorgeous beads themselves. So that's on Saturday. this week. I'll keep saying next week. I never know what week it is. Molly just popped up the link for the Christmas tree. So if you want, do get one of your skits, and we were making it together on Saturday afternoon, and that will be on my page, which is Kitty Robinson Designs, already scheduled in, and I'm just gonna go live there. Andrew's saying I have the green and the red, but looking forward to this. Oh, bless you. Yeah, that's it. I'm really looking forward to this. I had a little play with it because the way how I made the tree in the instructions, that was like when I designed it 5 years ago. And obviously, as you move on and like years later, you do have like a new sort of fresh pairs of eyes on your project. There is another way how we can do it, and I just need to test it a little bit further because I just tested it with the seed beads, but I think I might be able to add the crystals from bottom up as well. But I'll show you all that on Saturday. Right, how big are the trees? So the trees, about that big. I think we said about 5.5 in 4.5 inches, like 4 inches, something like that. About 9-10 centimeters, I think they are, but from the bottom to the tip of the star. So they are, so I'm so sorry. I should have gone up to the loft this morning and get it down. Will we be able to save the Facebook Live for tree for reference? I'm not really sure because this is the first one I do, but I would think that you would be able to have a look. If you paid for the event, you should be able to go back and view it again. Right, I must go. I need to pop out, and actually I need to get some paint for the hallway. Just want to finish just decorating before Christmas. I want the house back in order, and I will see you tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we are working with 8mm crystals and seed beads, and we're going to be creating a lovely little pattern, like the seed beads sort of hugging the crystals, a little bracelet. I really do love that technique, and it grows quite quickly as well. Again, a couple of very simple materials, different techniques. So we'll be stitching with needle and thread, but I really love stitching with needle and thread. Right, everybody have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on Totally Beads, and we'll be making a lovely little crystal bracelet with seed beads around it. Have a lovely day, everybody. Keep safe. Keep on beading as the weather, like it's not very good where I am, so it's a perfect day to stay